Okay, so in keeping with the sugar-coated theme, we're going to make some dipped flowers. I've gone ahead and, for the sake of time, I've die cut and stamped some Ruby Rose flower, different flower layers and leaves. I've got some glossy accents here, which is what we're going to use for our glue today. And really, you could probably use just about any liquid glue you've got on hand. This just happens to be what I've got, and let's face it, it will probably take me 10 years to use this bottle up, so today's project will be perfect for this. And then I've also got some of Papertrey's Palette Ultrafine Prisma Glitter. This stuff is super sparkly and really pretty, so we're going to use some of that on our flowers today. The first thing I'm going to do is just take this paint palette here and squeeze in a healthy dose of glossy accents. If you need more, you can always add more, but we'll start out with about like that. We're going to take these one at a time. We're just going to dip the petals right in the glossy accents, rotating as we go so that each of the petals gets some. And you'll notice I'm dragging the glue forward. That way we make sure we keep the glue on the front side of the petal as much as possible. We don't need any on the back. You might need to tap off some excess here and there if it gets a little bit drippy. But the main thing is, if it is kind of thick and if it is thick, it's okay, because what we're going for is going to be kind of a puffy, dimensional layer of sparkly glitter here. It will sort of look like frosting on our flowers, which will be so pretty when it dries. So don't worry if it looks like there's kind of a lot and it's thick. That's kind of what you want. Looks a little crazy now, but when we put it all together, I think you're going to really like the overall dipped frosted effect. So we'll set that aside. I think you'll be surprised at how quickly that dries, but you do want to be sure that it's very dry before you start assembling your flowers. So now we'll take the next one that I'm going to layer on that same flower. And the thing you want to pay attention to when you get to the smaller ones is not to have too much glossy accents. You want to do the same effect, but if you drag this petal all the way through it, you're going to end up with way more than the cardstock could even really kind of hold. And the more that's on there, the more potential you have for your ink to run. This is also a good time to bust out the tweezers. Again, can you see that it's a little gloppy and weird, but when it dries, it will be frosty and pretty, and all the layers will have the same sort of effect, so they'll look really pretty together. And then this last one, this is another one that you have to just do barely on the tips, because on these little tiny flowers, a little goes a long way. Obviously, it's going to totally depend on what you're using for flowers, too. Let's go this way. Just a little. Dip it in the glue. Sprinkle on the glitter. Give it a tap tap. And you see the glitter on there? That is all going to be one flower when I assemble all of those layers. And I think I'm going to add just a bit on the tips of the leaves. I found that you can dip the glossy accents into the glitter, but it tends to sort of make the glitter, or the glossy accents, it flattens it out. So if you want to keep that puffy texture, you want to just sprinkle on the glitter rather than dip it. I'm going to do a little V. So I dragged it through on one side and then on the other. Just turned the leaf both directions so that way you get a cute little V. And one more. And there you have it. You want to make sure that it is all really dry before you put it together. And then if you use foam adhesive between, can you see all those flowers? If you use foam adhesive between the layers, it will allow plenty of space for all the little puffy texture. You could also just adhere them flat with regular adhesive, but then bend all the petals forward to give them some room for that puffy frosted look to really shine. So I hope you have enjoyed today's frosted project. I can't wait to see your sugar-coated take on this challenge. Take care and have a great time.